on the National League. And I have, as my guest on Sports Tonight, the chairman of the Nigeria National League, a respected journalist himself, but now he's a high chief. Emeka Yama is with us on Sports Tonight. Good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Thank you, Tony. My pleasure being here.
How do you feel? 2 weeks to the end of the season.
Yeah, well, there's no butterfly in my tummy. Yeah, because the league has come a long way. We're happy with the developments, not minding a few challenges. 2 weeks to go. Naturally, there'll be a lot of jostle for promotion and also to avoid relegation. It's a normal thing. So that's where we are putting our microscope on to see how the league can end on a good note. We have resolved to use premiership referees and match commissioners. We're going to send out renowned assessors
for the last 2 rounds of matches.
For the last 2 rounds of matches. The matches will be played, one on a Saturday simultaneously, the one for this weekend, and the last matches will be played on a Sunday simultaneously to avoid, you know why. So there are challenges where we have 3 venues where you have
potential.
No. 3 venues where you have, it's going to be difficult to have the matches played simultaneously. In Abia, in Kaduna State and Plateau. Plateau, you have 4 teams. In Abia, because of Enyimba, they're playing on Sunday too. So we might have to play 2-4, 2 p.m. and then 4 p.m. in those areas. Then the ones who can move to the nearest venue, then that can also be done. So all things have been put in place, and we are very hopeful that the league will come up well.
Well, the National League this season has been also a story of teams pulling out right from the first day. Even before the first ball was kicked, Julius Berger, Bridge Boys, so I beg your pardon, Bridge Boys, not Julius Berger, Bridge Boys pulled out. Then along the way, Divine Warriors, and then Bolowoton, and even up till the end, up till last weekend, teams are still pulling out. How does this make you feel? Is it that clubs are struggling financially, or what exactly is wrong? Why is there so much of teams pulling out from the league?
Well, one, let me correct an impression.
Okay.
Now that I'm here, I was listening to your program last night. It's not the way it is. Fountain has not pulled out.
Okay.
And it's official.
They have not pulled out.
They have not pulled out.
Okay.
They're still in the league. So some of those news, when it is said, you need somebody to come and clear it. 2, Bridge FC, before the start of the season, decided not to play football. So what is wrong with that? That is normal.
The priority of the owners.
The owners says we do not want to go into it, we don't have the funding, and they pay the necessary fines. So from beginning, we knew the number where we were. Now, the challenge we had was just 2 cases. That of Zamfara in the A division, and of course, APA in the B division. The case of Zamfara is that they wrote to say that they cannot fund again. The players have been owed, backlog of salaries and allowances, matches are not being honored, it was getting difficult, and then they decided to stop. We said, no, we need to find out. We made some calls to the state, and they said, yes, we cannot continue. But along the line, some people alleged that it was deliberate to give advantage to others, for which a committee was set up, of which you are a very distinguished member, to go and find out the truth of what happened. That shows the credibility of the organizers of the league, because we're not here to brook any nonsense whatsoever. The other one is the issue of APA United. The law says if a team misses 2 matches, automatically it is down, and the points are taken away. So they did not pull away. They did not pull, but they couldn't honor 2 games, and we had to apply the rules. So it is wrong to say they've been pulling out. So actually, in a sense, it's only the issue of Zamfara United. And I want to say here today that please, the media, help us, because we are putting so much into the league. We are doing so much to run. Listen, this league this year, so far, is better than that of last year. One, we have recorded the highest number of away wins. We have recorded the highest number of away draws. We have recorded the highest number of goals scored cumulatively. And these are the various factors you use to judge a thing. So when people come and say this and that, I said, no, we are in charge. We have won a good league. The problem with Nigerian clubs, whenever a team goes away to lose, then the referee is the fault. They didn't score any goal that was disallowed. But they'll come back and tell you, chairman, that referee was terrible. They want to kill this referee here. Now, the club officials also incite their fans to go into the pitch, attack referees and so on and so forth. And in the system, the way it is, the National League is not in control of the referees. We must say it here. We do not appoint referees. There's an appointment committee. We do not appoint match commissioners. These are committees outside us. But it's done because of checks and balances. So, but whatever happened in the match commissioners, not appointed by us or the referee, then it's the league. Everything is the league. And of course, whenever a club is aggrieved, it has a right to go to O&D to seek redress. And when O&D takes a decision that they don't like, it's the league. It is time we cleared these distinctions for people to know. For the first time, we have brought credibility, we have brought, integrity to the league. And that is why this was the only league that was on when no other league was happening here. You know it. For months, we are playing it week in, week out. We have not suffered postponement. We have not suffered anything. And this is the only league that the organizers have the temerity and the power to make that punishment. We are banning 7 clubs away from home who dare touch the referees. And that must be given to us.
At the beginning of the season, I think there was a rule, if I'm correct, from the National League that there won't be boardroom points this season. But somehow, boardroom points have surfaced. Some teams have benefited. I think Gateway have benefited from boardroom points.
Just one instance.
Okay.
No, 2 now. Adamawa versus Taraba and this. As a matter of fact, by our rules, there are no boardroom points.
Okay.
And I want to insist and say it here that the O&D are the ones that are awarding boardroom points. And it is not contained in our rules. And I have had cause to challenge the O&D to say, are you giving judgment outside the rules made by the organizers of the league? For instance, the issue of eligibility is by us not giving to 3 points, 3 goals. Because we want to see people go
win their games on the pitch.
Right on the pitch and not outside of it. But O&D is a respected judicial arm of the NFF. And I cannot come on air to berate it. But however, there's an appeal. Whenever a decision is taken at O&D, clubs have a right to appeal and maybe get a redress of the judgment as given by O&D or it is confirmed. That is the process.
How are you able to work with the O&D and the appeals in terms of the timing of their judgments? Now you are 2 weeks to concluding the league. Cases will still come up. Some of these cases may not even be heard while the season is on.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge, I must say, because these committees ought to be meeting regularly because of the nature of
every week things will come up and
happen.
Yeah.
But we have discussed and said there is need to make funds available to them so they can meet more often. Because if you have backlog of protests and cases and you continue playing, there will be a time those decisions will come and they will alter, the whole thing. So the earlier it is done and time-shortly, then the better for us. I agree with you that they need to meet more regularly and also to take promptly and judicious actions.
How challenging has it been for you this season?
Well, like I said, there's nothing that does not have challenge, that you must know. Because of the nature of because we're human beings. Especially in Nigeria, there's a tendency for people to know that this is wrong and they want pressure on you to change what is wrong. Or they see a radiation taken, but they want you to change it in their favor. So I come under so much pressure from people that said, Emeka Inyama is my friend, I'll talk to him. Don't mind, he's my friend. And what I've said is I'll play by the rules. I'll play strictly by the rules, and the rules will guide us. Because the rules are made for the clubs, and the clubs must obey the rules. And if the rules are not obeyed and honored, then the essence of the competition will be defeated.
What about funding? Funding is a key part of football. The National League, as far as I know, do not have something like a title sponsor. How challenging has it been for you?
We don't have yet, and that is a big challenge for us. It's still been difficult, but we have tried to re-engineer internal processes to get things going. The little one we got from IGI came to our rescue with 27 million. That's why be helpful. A little thing went to the clubs too and all that. But the league need to get sponsors, but sponsors will come